Welcome, everybody. You ever feel like your life is just too complicated? There's too much family drama going on. You don't know who you love sexually and who you're related to. Sometimes it's both. Welcome to the attic. It's VC's Peasies. Do a testy testicle.
Okay, hang on. Let me stop.
Okay.
I can't with your face with the glasses and you're looking over with your tippy tips.
We're just gonna start now.
I
guess we can.
Sure.
Okay. What about my tips?
Yeah.
Done. My tips.
Welcome to us and you.
Talking about my tips. Not only that,
we're listening and talking. You're listening. We're talking about the book of Unfinished Symphony by Victorious Clitorius Andrews. Old Vicky Clitty.
Vicky Clitty.
That's
Vincent Clinton.
Shit.
That's not even funny. Why really think
it's so not funny? Clincent is hilarious.
Actually, you're right. I'm gonna add it to my name of good names that aren't real yet.
If he doesn't
my list.
spell your Clincent, he's not a Vincent.
Welcome, dear listener.
Welcome to me and you. I'm Katie. This is Tia. And
I am Tia. This is Katie.
And this is Unfinished Symphony, the third books in the spellbinding, according to the cover, Logan family series. I don't know if I'm under a spell.
But also, spoiler alert, it does finish. No, actually, it doesn't not. Oh, shit. Spoiler.
Unalert. Unspoiler, re-alert. On the step back, Carrie, his little baby mullet got cut off.
I know. Well, you know.
It's
more age.
I
don't know. Time. It's more time.
It's more time. May still very worried looking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, all the concerns.
So I'm stepping out. I'm stepping back. Stepping hard on your crack. Sign up for more freestyle raps.
Yeah. We have a tip thing.
We do. We were waiting. We were waiting.
We really were
for the first person to put something in our tip jar to let people know. But it's been months now.
Yeah, no.
It's in our link tree. It's a Ko-fi. Buy me a Ko-fi.
Yeah.
This alcohol that we have to drink to.
How is it?
It's Topo Chico.
I haven't had it yet.
Topo Choco.
Topo Clinkle.
Top of the clink deal. Clink of the way.
3 minutes in, fucking train wreck.
Wow.
Wowie!
It's exotic.
That is tropical. And
tropical.
This is topical.
Ow! Melody Logan had only just found a safe harbor. I swear to fucking Christ.
I know.
If we're gonna get ocean and beach.
We are.
If we're gonna get it in the beach.
We're gonna get it.
When a new storm...
Deep in the beach.
When a new storm set her adrift all over again. Melody had always believed her mother, Haley.
Haley.
Ah, sweet Haley. And dear stepdaddy had died in tragic accidents, and that's why she'd come to stay with her secretive Logan relatives on Cape Cod.
That's not why she stayed with Okay.
But then a friend recognized Haley's picture in a catalog and kindled Melody's hopes. Maybe her mother hadn't perished in a fire in California after all, but was some desperate trouble that kept her out of reach. Melody's dream of finding her mother seemed as flimsy as the scrap of paper that was her only clue.
What?
And despite the pampered life Melody was offered as a guest in a Beverly Hills mansion, nothing could soften the blow of the moment she stood face to face with her mother and saw her eyes turn dark and cold as stones. Melody knew there must be a reason why her mother pretended at first not to recognize her, and why she'd even faked her own death. Though Melody's beloved Carrie cousin beckoned from Cape Cod, she felt in her heart that her mother needed her now more than ever. And beneath her mother's unkept promises and tattered fantasies, Melody hoped to unearth the truth about her own past and find her way to a safer, better place where she could embrace a bright new future of her own.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of information that we know. And, yeah. So,
Also, she did not stay with him because both of her parents were dead. I mean, she was staying with the other Logans because...
You gotta get all the info possible onto this.
I know, but no. But that's wrong info. Because she got dropped off there because her mom was like, I'm just gonna be an actress / model.
My first note is, woof, this step back. Is that Holly and Kenneth? He looks like Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
That's not how I pictured him.
No, me neither.
But
yeah.
that is definitely Holly because of like curly hair and like a peasant blouse.
Yeah, because there's like a fucking like flower crown bullshit.
Yes.
But also...
It's Kenny Rogers.
It's Kenneth Roger.
They're also...
So that must be
That's Olivia.
Olivia in the background. I'm so mad at funerals.
Yeah, there's a honkin' spoiler on the step back. They're all standing in front of a gravestone that says
Belinda. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, so I open my thoughts with Melody is throwing out a really fucking generous possibility that mommy has amnesia. She's like, maybe she had amnesia.
I know, it's very sad. It's very sad.
It's a generous take, if I can say that.
Because she's like, but why? And you're like, because you didn't meet her before, right? You knew her?
You have met your mother.
You have...
How you met your mother?
Have you met your mother?
How you met your mother? NPH up in this piece? Yeah. So, how do we open? They're going to New York.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the cat. She's just so uncoordinated. It's stupid. Look at this piece of shit. Please, please acknowledge this.
Yeah.
Okay. They're driving to New York, and she writes a letter to Alice, being like, "Hey, thanks, babe, for the hot tip. I'm gonna go check it out."
Yeah. Holly is like, "Here's my crystal shop, and here's my friend Billy, who I noted had long soft fingies."
Me too. Look. Billy, wheelchair-bound Billy Maxwell is firm and muscular, you can just tell, and has long soft fingies.
Can you see the softness?
I don't know. Did
you can see a rough hand, like a calloused working man, lobster man hand. Can you see a softness?
Maybe he just draped it across her in a hello.
I mean, maybe they did a handshake. Let's stop that. He makes a wacky vegetarian dinner.
Oh my god, it's wild. She's like, what is this? There's a burger made of mushrooms?
Girl.
And grains? Insane.
They have a wacky walk around New York.
I really like that Billy offers to take Melody sightseeing, and then Melody thinks it's odd that this
wheelchair
man that she's known for less than 24 hours had never mentioned his parents.
But who are your parents?
Well, yeah, because Holly says something about like, oh, he doesn't have a relationship with his parents, really. And then Melody internally is like, oh, I thought it was odd. How odd he never mentioned his parents to me in the 2 hours we've known each other. It's fucking stupid.
I had a confusion, by the by, on the timeline.
Okay.
Because they're like, we're going to go see this. Because Holly's like, oh, your flight's going to board at 11 in the morning. There was a day gap that I guess I missed. Because I was like, what the what? Because they're like, we're going to go to all of the literal every site. And then you're going to check in for your 11 a.m. departure. I don't know how pre 9/11 this is, but I guess you can just walk onto a plane as it's departing.
Also, you can just... No, but I had a problem with that, too. I'm wondering exactly what year is this when you can just waltz into parking garages. Like, oh, I just parked in a parking garage in New York. What? No?
I don't
think... The Empire State Building and to and from the Statue of Liberty. How did this all happen? It was a few hours, though, also.
No, but then there was
But it was just the morning, basically.
It was, yeah.
You cannot do that. Those things are not that close together. I've been to New York many times. And I do understand that it is a different time now. But I also just, you just can't, park easily anywhere there.
We are for real to believe this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I said to myself, oh, it's a whole day gap. Never mind.
Never mind.
Billy gives her a locket.
He sure does.
Do you have anything else? I mean, there's a lot about Billy and being a man of poems and meditation.
And he's like, hey,
yada yada yada, fucking yada yada.
Let's go. Like, hey, let's go for a walk. And she's like, a walk. And he's like, I mean, you'll have to push me some. And she's like, oh, awkward. And then he was like,
I'm in a wheelchair. I get it.
and then. He was like, this is it. And she was like, what? He's like, this is the place the man shot me. And she was like, oh.
I forgot about that.
He like, they went out because like, Holly got called off to a reading. She's like, oh shit, I've been putting off this reading since I've been in the Cape. I gotta have an emergency reading now.
Matiru.
And they just like hung out. And Billy's like, this is where I was shot and where I died and basically was reborn because in the hospital, Holly came in with
crystals
with an Indian guru.
Oh, okay.
And I learned Buddhism, and this is me now.
This is me now. Yeah.
And then he like there's like a lot of like.
There's a lot of like that.
There's like a lot of like. Oh, and like Billy, he like held my gaze and stuff, and I'm like, all right, when are they gonna make out? They don't. And then he's like, Melody, take my locket. And she's like, I cannot do that. It is too special. And he was like, no, you are more special than my
There's
locket.
a stone in it. What
was it? Like Larkspur? Jasper?
Who's Jasper?
Mom.
There's a Momspur in there.
Momspur, yes.
Momspur eye. The next thing I notated was the businessman she made Jerome Farnsworth.
My God. This guy's like, oh, hey, you're gonna like fly a plane today? I'm gonna fly a plane.
It's gonna fucking be it.
Let me buy you a donut.
That was it, donuts. And he's like,
I'm gonna have a donut. You want a donut? A fucking donut.
There you go. Have a sip. Sip it up.
He's doing a voice.
Yeah, I know. And he was very like jittery because maybe he had too much coffee. Very jittery.
Absolutely with coffee, yep.
And the sugar.
And he's like, oh, I gotta make a phone call.
Yes. Melody, by the way, gives him the full address where she is staying and is like, please come murder me.
Yes, absolutely.
If you could just slice me into pieces. This is what we're doing.
You seem like a nice man to be my murderer.
You're a businessman.
Yeah.
Business. And he's like, phone calls. And he comes back and he's like, Jesus fucking Christ. He doesn't say that. That's my retelling.
Basically did.
And it's like, my business, I got a briefcase and I gotta go this way and that way. Hey, can you hand off my briefcase? And I wrote down, oh sure, I'll just mule this briefcase.
Yeah.
And make sure when she deplanes to mention Vicky, aka Niederman, that there's police about.
Yep.
It is notated there's police about. Spike the chauffeur is there.
And he's like,
what the fuck?
Well, no, because Dorothy was like,
Sister Dorothy.
but like, that's your luggage. Like, my sister didn't have anything cuter to give you. And Melody was like,
I have to
no, I was like,
off.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna like, I brought this for a guy. And Spike the chauffeur was like,
Spike the chauffeur.
let me take care of that. And she was like, no, don't, I'm responsible. He was so nice. He gave me $50. And he goes into the bathroom. He's like, we gotta go.
It's just full of the cocaine.
And she was like, where's this briefcase? Like, let's fucking go. Because, yeah, it was like full of blow. Just like, briefcase full of blow.
What a random story plot point.
It was, and it didn't. Nothing. It's just, I guess you're just supposed to be like, look at how not knowing things she is.
Yes, in this cold, cruel world of Hollywood. Now, are there any, we haven't found any cultural touchstones. So we don't know what year it is.
I don't know what year it is.
We presume it's got this real, like, 60s Hollywood vibe.
It does. But I have thoughts about.
Okay.
Because I'm on the 5th book now, Olivia.
Okay.
And that feels like, sorry, spoiler, but there's like a moment where she's like, oh, my dad is so old fashioned. He thinks that like women are just waiting to get married off.
Okay.
So what the fuck year is it?
We don't know.
I know. Like,
1982?
It is 2534.
Yeah. That's where we're going when we're on this rock.
Yeah.
Dorothy, so Melody's like, holy shit. But Dorothy's like, I don't want any of this unpleasant talk.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
She hates it.
Thank you, Spike. I want no unpleasantness.
Terrified of wrinkles and unpleasantness.
Yes. Also, fucking don't call me ma'am.
Do not call me ma'am.
Do not call me ma'am.
People might hear you.
It's a shame that Holly's a hippie because she's so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Dorothy, fancy Hollywood lady, da-da-da-da-da, and that VC tropage of Hollywood lady, but not a dick.
No, not a dick.
She's like, you know what? I got nothing to do but be nice to people.
And she's real as shit. She's like, no. If you're here, this is the vibe.
You're my guest, and I'll take care of everything.
Yeah, and like she knows. She's like fully self-aware of like, this is the vibe, this is where I want to be, and this is what I'm doing. Like, yes, of course.
I mean, definitely concerned about her own image. She wants to get the best table and be seen. So that's kind of eye-rolly, but you forgive it because she is so...
Yeah, and she's like, no, but this is why we're sitting here, and people are going to think we're famous. Well, like, I kind of love that. She's like, no, look, they're talking about us. They're looking at us. And it's like a super wicked expensive $75 lunch, which is basically the price for lunch these days.
Can we get like a reverse inflation calculator then?
I would love to. I was surprised because they were talking about that it was the largest house Melody had ever seen. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, like Grandma Olivia's house was like a fucking estate with grounds and shit. And this is a place in L.A.
You know, I did not picture Grandma Olivia's house like that. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Notated, Dorothy's like, oh, all the helper paid off the books.
Yeah.
Because my husband's the smartest businessman ever. You pay him off the books. You don't pay taxes. Nah.
I think she was saying that she didn't want them to pay taxes either. Yeah. I know. She was like, no, they'll take their money.
The room she's staying in, strawberry pink walls, a thick mauve carpet. I do wonder if it was marshmallow thick.
Of course it was marshmallow thick.
You don't have to mention it, I guess.
No.
We just know.
It was an 18-inch carpet, negative marshmallows.
Wow.
Mauve mellows.
Mauve mellows.
Marsh wobbles.
Okay. Sounds more like an infestation of insects.
Yeah.
I got an infestation of
marsh wobbles.
Mauve wobbles. What? While driving with Spike, Melody muses that Hollywood's like another country.
Oh my god.
Fucking hayseed.
She's like ready to get
She's like,
to
I'm going to
GiNaSiMoN.
GiNaSiMoN.
Because Dorothy's like, you like hang out, have a spa bath, like
She's like, I got shit to do.
And Melody's like, I did not come here for that. I came to find GiNaSiMoN. And so they hop in the car.
They run into Sandy Glee. Birth name
Sandy Glee.
Birth name Sandra Gluckman.
I love it.
Yeah.
So and like that's like actually a really super perfect like Hollywooding of a name.
Yeah.
She's wearing like white spandex shorts and jogging, which is like brave. That's a brave
I
look.
don't remember the pretext in which they got to this like definitely shitty like kind of Hollywood hotel apartment where everyone's a performer. They go on their auditions.
It's a place called the Egyptian Gardens.
That was it.
That's where
you can see it in your mind, written in that script with like, a little toodle doodle.
I really can't. Also, because I have been to LA. This is the one time. I'm not like bragging, but no, like Tasia lived in one of those kind of situations where it was like a place that had been like a super fancy apartment situation, and there was just like no one kept up with it ever. It was like broken marble and shit. Yeah.
It's that vibe. Melody on this visit comes up empty-handed and is all of a sudden convinced that GiNaSiMoN isn't her mother.
Oh no, can't be.
Gina's from Ohio and Hallie was from West Virginia.
Yeah, and like GiNaSiMoN has a younger sister, but mommy doesn't have siblings. It's not my mother.
Spike is like, yo, people lie all the time.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, he was like, let's go look at the ocean. She probably made up a fake backstory. And Melody's like, oh. I guess if she lied about her fiery car
gee, that
death,
stands to reason.
then maybe that was
She's
it.
really a fucking moron, this one. Is she? Because you mentioned earlier about her being very immature emotionally.
Yes. Yeah.
Which my very kind take is a fucking moron.
I don't know, like... Yeah, it's kind of hard, actually, because... I don't know. Like...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to believe how many things she's like, what?
But what?
What? Not saying that, like, some shit happens that, like, no one can be prepared for.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh my God, it's not my mom because she's from Ohio and has a little sister.
You can't just say you're from a different place. So.
And Spike is like, but, like, literally everyone makes up shit about themselves here. And she was like, oh. Wow. Philip. Like a fucking chauffeur named Spike. Had to give her the tea.
Trope bucket. From the trope bucket. From the name bin. From the name bin, we have Dorothy's husband, Philip.
Who's a 1L also.
Who's a weird guy. He is described as the most efficient.
Yep.
He's a weird guy. That's my sole note on Philip. Weird guy.
Yeah, like, he's basically just like, he's no reason really except for to be like...
A conflict later on.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But he's like, listen, I'll just call someone and chuck the fucking social security number. But she might be lying, but no. And then he was like, no, never mind. Yes.
Gina, so Melody's like, I have a number I could try. So she calls, and she says that Gina's answering machine could be Mommy if Mommy changed her diction and got rid of her West Virginia accent. We also, at this point, note Dorothy's firm buttocks, everyone.
Oh, nice. I missed that.
And she's like, did you see our fuck calendar?
Oh, yeah! I love Dorothy. She would just like all the, like, the fat. She's like, yes, like that. But it wasn't
like, this
like,
is what you need to do. You need to be beautiful, and you think I'm letting anything slip?
Yeah, no. But it was, like, awesome. Like, she wasn't a dick about it. I feel like everyone else has been, like, a dick. And even though, like, she was kind of wilty, like the wilty porcelain.
Right.
She was still just, like, pretending to be like, oh, I can't hear you. Like, oh, you don't want me to do this for you? Can't hear you. Like, I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice. Ha! Like, I don't know. It was really precious. Like, I liked her. I liked her, like, doting on Melody. It was sweet.
It was sweet.
Like, it seemed very, like, it was very authentic. It was very genuine.
Yes.
As opposed to, like, the other, like, wilty porcelain
with, like,
moms.
a nefarious kind of undertone.
Yeah, or, like, they're super self-serving, but Dorothy's just like, fuck yeah, get up in this bitch, let's do LA.
Do you want to watch TV with me?
Yeah, exactly. Let's watch Desperate Lives.
Desperate Lives, that was it. Did you see our fuck calendar? She was like, you have to schedule it. And I do. Did you see it written down? It's on the calendar. Do a fuckins.
We gotta make sure, or because if we don't, I don't know, someone might divorce someone else, and I can't have that.
Ample-hipped Christina the maid with the breakfast in bed.
Oh, nice.
Ample-hipped. Holly calls and tells Melody she is not getting a good vibe.
Oh, I missed all that.
Yep. And then it's time to shop on Rodeo Drive.
Oh, no, there was something before, though.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Which I really, really loved. First of all, Dorothy has a cat named Fluffy, which is hilarious. She was like, Philip doesn't like her in the house, but here she is in this room where we cuddle and watch Desperate Lives. But with the breakfast in bed, okay, page 75, Melody, quote, I couldn't help feeling quilty about being pampered so much. Fucking quilty. I'm going to show you because I'm upset.
I believe in you.
Quilty. Like a quilted northern, like a teepee.
She's stitched up.
You couldn't help feeling quilty. I think you could help that because that's not a thing. Anyways,
So
yeah, Rodeo Drive. It's like a mini like Pretty Woman Richard Gere situation. Yeah.
The sales lady has a makeup. The library is apparently open. She didn't blend. Why did you write that? That was great.
I don't know. Because I haven't written many notes. Like, it stops here.
That's okay.
And then it's all foldy pages. So we're going to do that.
It's embarrassing to question the price of something.
Oh, yeah,
that means you can't afford it.
Yep.
Dorothy has a use it or lose it allowance.
Yep.
She was like, if I don't spend it, he won't give me as much. Fucking spend. And then maybe you spend a little more. And say, like, I need more.
Yeah, she's the best. But she's like, he doesn't even really care about money. He's like obsessed with it, but like he doesn't spend
He doesn't need to be.
And like it should be spent. Fair. Like fair. Love Dorothy.
Let's see. Mommy is with a man who has thick lips, thinning gray hair, bulbous nose, glasses. Super fucking shockingly, Mommy pretends she doesn't know Melody.
Oh, she does. She does not.
And then there's like fainting into Spike's arms and lap. / lap.
And then Spike's like, hey.
No, Spike regarding the apartment complex. These fuckers are desperate, man.
That's Spike, true, yeah.
Spike also wants to be an actor, but he's not like... Oh,
sorry.
Are we still recording? Great. Yep.
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay, put your tootsies away.
I'm putting my toots.
He's like, these people are desperate. Sitting around waiting for calls, and I do my auditions.
Where I sit around waiting for calls.
Yeah, I know. So Spike gives a reasonable tip. Just a tip. And he's like, wait... Catch her when she's alone.
Right.
He's like, and then it'll give her a chance to drop the act. If you catch her around people who she's lied to, she's gonna keep the lie out.
Yep. I know, he's got he had some good...
Yeah, he's got a lot of great...
But also, those are conclusions she should have fucking come to herself.
She's only... How old?
She's already 16.
And he's like, okay, so if we got time, I got an audition for Desperate Lives or Living or whatever the hell it is.
Amazing. And, when they brought that up, because they talked about it a couple times, I was like, oh my god.
Is GiNaSiMoN going to be on?
Exactly, yes. I was like...
No, spoiler alert.
Melody's going to see GiNaSiMoN on Desperate Lives.
GiNaSiMoN.
GiNaSiMoN. GiNaSiMoN.
It's time to run lines in Spike's apartment, and the scene calls for a kiss. But Spike goes in for a big old tongue kiss. And a titty grab.
Not even a titty grab. He strums her nipple.
Strum.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's like, it's just improv.
And she's like, and then she runs out of there. Like, he was, undressing her fully. Yeah. She's like, bah, 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 bah.
He was giving her the old, V.C. Andrews, and then my clothes were half off.
Yeah, Dr. Jack boy from the last one.
Dr. Jack Titty.
Dr. Jack Honkatitty, yes.
No relation to Professor Honkatitty.
No.
This family tree, it's wide.
It has...
The roots run deep into our society.
It's just a series of trunks.
Honkin' trunks? Anyway, where are we going? It's an improvisational kind of molestery situation.
And he's like, whatever. She's like, please stop, Spike. And he's like, oh, no, my name's whatever the fuck.
Did I write it down? Nope.
Raymond. I don't know.
My name's Honkathan.
And but that's it for Desperate Lives. I don't want to talk about it again. Which is fucked.
Melody decides to take a walk, and it is weird for everyone.
It is weird.
They're like, why were you walking?
Excuse me. In LA, people don't just walk around.
That looks weird. That looks weird for our family.
It's so weird. It was weird. And also, Philip's like, okay, so if your mom faked her death and she's into all this shit, I kind of have high profile clients, and I can't have.
This is a mess, and I really don't.
I can't. And Melody's cool about it. She's like, I totally get it. I'm gonna go one more time. And I'm either going to go home afterwards, or I'm going to stay. If I find her, I'll stay with her.
Yep. And then, so Dorothy's saying stuff, and Philip says to her, don't give people advice, Dorothy. And I was like, wow, rude.
But also...
He was like, who are you? You don't know shit about shit. Give people advice. Carrie calls from the hospital, another heart attack for Jacob.
Yep. He's like, hey, things kind of suck. And she's like, oh, sorry, bud.
It seems we all fall apart without you. Fuck off.
Yep. May really misses you, but not as much as I do. And she's like, great. And he's like, but I get why you have to be there.
Dinner was that last, before she goes one more time, was a Mexican dish called a fajita.
Because there are a lot of Mexicans who live...
Work off the books.
In LA, so there's good Mexican food. Because she was like, we should have lobster. And Philip is like, we're not paying for that. She comes from a place where she can get that cheaper than us flying it in. Dorothy. Which was funny to me.
Okay, so Melody wants one more go at Mommy, but no limo! Cab only!
Well, yeah, because
I
Philip...
don't want my limo there.
No, fair. He was like, that... Let's just not. And she was like, cool, because your chauffeur kind of tried to assault me.
She spies Dick Marlin having a smoke.
Yep. Oh, God, it's Dick.
Oh, God, it's Dick and his Marlin.
He's like, coming out, still homely. She's like, look at this fucking sweet potato freckled piece of shit.
Look at this fucking... All right. Did you have any... The next thing I have is why... I said, why is Mommy pretending she doesn't know Kenneth? And then says, tell everyone I'm dead or whatever.
Yeah, look, well, so she knocks on the door and Gina opens and she's like, oh, did you forget something, Richard? And she's like, ugh, you again. Guess I'm not getting rid of you. And angrily pulls her inside. And she's like, I don't know you. I don't know anyone. I'm too self-centered to be a good mom. It's not my nature.
You know what? I was with her at that point. She was like, I'm a shit mom.
Yeah.
I'm shitty. And
I'm not a good parent. I was like, fair. You were not.
All that stuff on the road that you hated, it was that, and it wasn't right to bring you along. Yes!
Yes. Go. She's like, I was fucking betting. No, don't stay with me. I suck. Yeah. Go home, Melody.
My head's exploding. Like, this is it.
Yeah. I would have been like, great, you suck. Bye.
Right. Fair.
Thanks.
Introspection. Well done.
Bye. Also, like, so Melody was like, but the fuck, there was a body. So apparently, like, Archie Dick,
a minor that Dick Marlin was tooling around with, had Mommy's ID.
Yep. He brought her to a party at a bar, and she was like so young, but she had most everyone fooled. But she was borrowing Haley Halley's ID for whatever reason. GiNaSiMoN's ID.
To be older, to get into the drink times.
Yep. And then they had a fiery car crash in which this woman
burned
died.
Beyond recognition.
And then they were just like, yeah, we'll just send that body back. Doesn't matter that she might have family. They just assume that she didn't have family.
So this predates DNA testing.
Well, I think they would just be like, this is the ID that didn't burn up.
Yeah, it burned her whole face, body, whole existence, but the ID's fine. It was in like a lead line.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mommy advises Melody to go live with Olivia.
She's like, yeah, that's fine.
And Melody's like, man, but you hated it. And she's like, I suck. I did it to myself. Mm-hmm. You will not have as bad a time as I did if you just fucking toe the line for a few years until you get to college.
Like, she was like, she wants me to live with her and like pay for my college. I'm gonna get an inheritance. And Haley's like, go. That sounds like a great idea for you.
I just realized
I am a bad mom.
That Haley and Kenneth said the same exact thing. Just go, take what you can.
Yeah.
Just
fucking do it.
And you, who are like, who cares? Just fucking go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who your parents are or where you came from. Just go. Just go be.
You have an opportunity. You are young enough that, like, this is going to be a blip and then you'll be set for your life.
Yes.
I am an older person telling you, just do it. And she's like, no.
She's like, but you had a bad time. I was a bad person.
Yeah, she's serious.
And then the next note I have.
Oh, so sleepy.
The next note that I have as, there's a fucking ghost in the microphone. It's okay.
That wasn't even me that time.
I know. My next note is, oh, gee, this shithole seems like a great place. Melody.
Yeah, she's like, I just want to be with you, Mommy. And she was like, fucking no, you can't. And then she's like, but you said you had a sister. I could be your sister. And she was like, oh, yeah, that would like really go with my story super well.
Sisters, I cannot with this setup. And then, here's what I say. Just ask who your dad, because she's like, I have to stay until I can ply her with the questions and find out the info. Like, you hold all the cards.
Yeah, be like, I'm gonna fucking tell everyone that you're not dead if you don't tell me who my dad is.
You have the upper hand. Mm-hmm. Just tell me and I'll go. Just, if you tell me, I'm not gonna go until you tell me who my dad is. You would know in 1/2 of 1 second.
Yep. Especially because she doesn't fucking want you there. And she'd be like, here you go, bye.
Because that's what she's saying is her reason for staying. Is like, but I must figure out the mystery and subtly ask and find the clues and Scooby-Doo this shit.
Well, she also says, like, she has to stay with Mommy because, like...
Oh, Dick Marlin is nefarious in some capacity.
Like, I have to make... Like, Mommy needs my help now more than ever. Mm-hmm.
No, she don't.
I really like this Haley Halley moment. You were always a sobering influence on me, weren't you, Melody? When I stayed at Frankie's Bar and Grill too long in Sewell and came home, I would take one look at your face and feel so damn guilty I lost my buzz in an instant. I hated you for that too, she admitted.
Stay with her.
You definitely hang out with her. She's the best.
Dick Marlin can represent both of them. Don't stress me out talking about how upset I made you. It will age me. Yep.
And it was like, and Mommy was like, yeah, we'll just tell everyone you're 21.
There you go. Innocent Melody, wondering why Dick Marlin lives there. Are they married?
You must be married if you're living together.
They're fucking.
Like what? Fucking.
Like what?
I mean, this is her coming also from like leaving Kenneth and Holly's like situation where they were just like fucking shacking up.
They were shacking up.
Yeah, and then
no
she was
judgment.
like, but,
they just lived.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but it's like, so it's not like a foreign concept to her. that people would stay together and not be married.
Right, this idea
and then she's like, I don't understand.
The idea of a relationship outside of marriage had already been introduced to her.
Yes.
And she's like, I was so confused. I didn't know if they had gotten married, but why was he there? Melody's disappointed. Oh, wait, hang on. I need to pretend that I didn't have a life before this. Okay. Melody's disappointed in the room that is to be hers, which is disappointing because no one knew she was coming. Yep.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe this shithole of they're not even prepared for me.
It's just, it's like a storage. They got shit in there, including the quote-unquote Rolex watches that Dick sells. He re-enters the story with lustful green eyes. Melody tells Dorothy the truth, but won't they get back to Holly and Kenneth? Because it was very much like, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And then she keeps telling people. Did I misread that?
No, I think it was like that. She said that she wasn't gonna, like, Haley was like, don't you fucking tell anyone that I'm alive. Just make something up. Said you didn't find me, you're going home.
Yada yada yada.
And then
she tells everybody.
Yeah, and then Melody gets back to Dorothy's and she's like, I'm not gonna fucking lie to this lady. It was nice. Like,
I mean, again, fair, but like, I'm just confused.
She just decides like, no, I'm just not gonna lie about it. Like, I'm not gonna tell her that I'm telling the truth, but I'm also not gonna lie.
My next note is Dick sucks. Regular suck or abusive suck? This is my question. Is he a regular suck man or like an abusive suck man?
I think that he's like...
Or are they just two shitty people?
I think they're two shitty people, and I think that he like takes like emotional advantage, but yes, emotional advantage of Haley.
Okay.
Because Haley just wants to be a model/actress so bad.
Yeah.
And he's taking advantage of the fact that she wants that, so he's like got a place to live and like all this shit. He takes her money.
He's a manipulator.
Sure. Yes. He takes advantage, but I don't think that like
she's not gonna have psychological damage after this relationship.
Haley?
Yeah.
Oh, she probably isn't because she's already so fucked up on her own.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's a handsome grocery neighbor, but he's a dancer, not an actor.
All right.
Noted. And then she's like, oh, they got like a pool. I'm just going to wear one of Mommy's bathing suits. They're so skimpy. Noted. Melody has the tits. Haley has the hips.
Hits dips.
And now, by the way, Carrie knows. And Carrie says the truth, and he says, why do you need to save her if she doesn't care about you?
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Fair.
Like, how many billboards need to be in front of Melody's face that are like, this person does not care about you. She is a shit mom. You just need to fuck, I can't, I'm done.
So, as a person who has gone through stuff, you just want to have your parent be a good parent. And you're like, well, maybe if I try harder, they'll do stuff. Yeah, Carrie, but like also Carrie's just like, I was calling earlier. No one answered.
Stop calling.
I didn't want to do this. And she was like, I was groceries. And I was like, what? Why?
Why are you groceries? So she puts on what is noted as Mommy's coffee stained and cigarette burned robe.
Yeah, she does.
Instant lotion back time. And then see-through suit splashy times. So she goes into the pool and she's like, oh, you can see right through. There we go. See-through suit splashy times. Mommy/sis. She's like, you can't be here. There's a whole bit about how Hallie's like, you can't be here. You'll call me mommy. And like, call me sis.
Sis.
Call me sis.
Gina or sis.
And mommy/sis says, the more men look at you, the more important you are. Which, in our society, is not an unfair statement. Yes, so there's a party.
There is a party.
There's a party. And Melody actually is like enjoying herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, this is a kind of vibe. Going for a vibe.
There's like Mel, right? That's the
Mel is the dancer.
And he's got his roommate friends.
They're in a band.
He mentions they're talking and she's like, no, I'm not gonna act. Like, I guess like he's like, oh, Melody, you must be like a musician. She's like, no, I guess like play the fiddle. And he's like, bring it to the party. And she's like, I didn't bring my fucking fiddle to LA.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, why not? Don't you want to be a model, actress, fiddler? And she's like, I don't fucking know. Whatever the lie is, sure.
Yes.
Yes, no, I don't know. What's correct?
Whatever I can tell you to have you stop asking questions, please.
Yes.
And then, and then at the party, they're like, hey, let me go, this brand new talent up in here.
The fiddle call out. It's pure shenanigans, honestly.
Yep.
Delightful shenanigans. Mommy is very jealous of Melody's talent.
She sure is.
But this is what made me think it was like a late 60s vibe, is she described his mommy as she's like a really high long pony and like a go-go boot miniskirt situation. That was kind of like...
Yeah, that's very the vibe I'm getting too, but
again, it's literally that one scene where you think she like is like Sharon Tate, you know?
Yes.
Ooh. Sorry.
Couldn't name anyone. Okay.
Mommy and Dick Marlin come back drunk and there's a cursing and a fighting. Oh, just like back in the trailer.
Oh my god, weird.
Mommy needs to be in tip-top shape the next morning when she is quote-unquote delivered to the studio.
Yeah, gotta be.
So, I mean, also, not to be a Dick Marlin apologist, but if you are lying quite a bit about your age in LA, you can't stay out late drinking and partying.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You cannot.
He's like, you are gonna look like shit.
You look like shit. So then he's like, yo, little one, I got you a job too, so I'm gonna drop you at the studio. You're gonna go in, say you're there for the shoot, and then I'm gonna bring this one, and I'll come back at like 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Great. It's a sketchy one that she goes to.
And Melody's like, oh my god, like, but I don't have any acting.
He's like,
listen. He's like, you're fine. They'll just tell you what to do.
Yeah, Dick Marlin was very lecherous with Melody, and he's like, oh yeah, look at you. You could fucking make it.
Yeah.
You fucking pussy bones.
Pussy bones. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And, the lie on her resume is that she played Cherry in the movie Cherry Blossom.
Yep.
And I wrote down casting couch or actual porno. And then upon entering the studio, there's a buxom redhead with a tattoo and flimsy panties. I know, but that's what it said.
Oh, I know. But still.
Flimsy. Flimsy? Can we get like a structural engineer on these?
And she was chewing bubblegum.
Yeah. Hussy. Was she wearing lipstick during the day?
Well, she was actually platinum blonde.
Oh, okay.
I'm there.
It's buxom. Was she buxom?
A very buxom, platinum blonde haired girl who didn't look much older than I was. Sat on the edge of the bed, her arms behind her. She leaned back, her breasts bare.
Bare.
She had a tattoo of what looked like a snake coming up and out of her cleavage.
Were they pressed together? Hold up.
I don't know. Or maybe it's just a shitty tattoo. I think that's probably what it is.
Because if you're leaning back, topless, first of all, if you have, like, a floppy natural titty, like, they're just...
Wow, that's
a hand motion.
That looks like a doggy door, the motion you just did. Double doggy doors. So if you have a natural titty that's large, you got some double doggy doors if you're leaning back on your hands. Shit. What looked like a snake. I mean, she was also looking at her from across the room. Maybe she needs glasses.
It may or may not have been a snake.
It was probably a shitty tattoo, though. Like,
could have been like a copper pipe. She could have been a plumber. We don't know. Mel to the rescue, by the way. She, like, runs off and is like, no porno. Fair enough for Melody.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? And they're like, I have fucking 4 scenes to do today. Get naked. And she's like, and runs away.
Whip your vag out.
Whip it out.
Mel to the rescue, and because she was like, I guess calls him and is like, I don't know where I am. Pick me up. Fa-da-ta-ta-ta.
And he's like, here's the street sign, I guess. I don't know.
And he's like, cool, bruh. But he's like, well, I will need a day test repayment. That's not what friends do, by the way.
I know, but, like, I think that's, like, a cute, flirty thing. I don't think that, like, you know, he wasn't like, I'm gonna need my dick sucked for this favor. He was just like, so my dick, let's hang out.
I'm gonna need to fucking hang out with you.
I'm gonna need you to hang out with me.
Like, this favor.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
So Melody is like...
Melody.
Mommy sis. What the fuck was this about? And she was like, didn't you nude... She was like, didn't you nude model? It's like the same.
Yeah, she was like, and Melody, she wanted me to, it was going to be like an X-rated thing. And she's like, yeah.
So?
I've done it.
She was like, pay the bills, bitch.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I've done it. And she was like, I am mortified. And she's like, Instead of being such a prude, whatever.
I feel like they you know what? They're both right. You can not be okay with that, but also she's like, I gotta pay bills.
Yes.
They're
I
both
think
right
the thing is that no one fucking told her that was what was up.
Sure.
Yeah. But
And-
yes, absolutely. Like,
They can both be right. They're opposite humans.
yes, but like mommy didn't even like
Care that she
acknowledge the fact that she had
the tricking.
Yes, like she wasn't like, oh, yeah, you should have told you.
Yeah.
Like she was like, so
Now you're here.
yeah, you're here, so clearly you should do a porn. And she's like, well, I was not expecting that. And she's like,
and
whatever.
honking fucking wolf. She was like, you nude modeled. You showed your titties.
And then Dick Marlin was like, because he was pissed. He was like,
You made me look bad.
ruined my shit. And then she was like, well, you did the nude bottle. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? She did a nude bottle and she won't fucking not do a sex.
Do a sex on cam. What did I write? Melody slave Mel date. That was weird.
I don't know.
Let me dance for you. I got a wicked bona.
Well, you know, his little pants.
He was
were,
doing
like,
a dance, and then there was like a little little eroticism, and she was like, I could see his fucking wicked bona, if I can say that.
And then she's like, and he was like, okay, fair. And then he was like, was cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Uncle Jacob's finally dead, and Mommy don't care.
I was like, I'm talking about she ended up at like Madame Marlene's. Was that after?
Madame Marlene's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's later. When Melody is in a daze the next day when Dick comes to Marlin. Yep. For an assault.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like, I believe Mel is like, I can get you a job at the grocery store if you feel like super uncomfy and you're being pressured to pay your way. Because they got all these extra bills now. And so she has to clean everything. It's gross. They're gross people. So she cleans, she'll get a part-time job. She'll pay her way without doing a pornos. So she's there at the house, and Dick comes to Marlin and tries to do an assault on her, a la Dawn in the shower.
Oh my god. Like, she came out and her clothes were gone.
That's right.
She got out of the shower and she was like, to fuck? Like, I definitely put my clothes on a towel here. Like, what happened? Like, was I really, like, spacing out that bad?
Oh!
And then she goes into a room and he's, like, behind the door and he's like, oh, you're gonna be here for your stuff. And, he was fully nude. He's leering.
Marlin out.
His Dick and Marlin.
His Marlins. Dick and Marlins.
Dick and Marlins were out.
Engorged. Yeah, he do that, and then she flees to the tarot card reader.
Yep. And she, like, she runs away, and there's Madame Hooshy Booshy.
Who basically is like,
Mommy.
Mommy's always gonna be a shit.
Yeah.
So...
Yep. And I really liked to, because she gets lost. She, like, walks for so long that she's like, I actually don't know where the fuck I am right now. She goes into the lady, and the lady's like, you're not gonna have, like, a great time with this, so...
This situation.
But also, this is where you need to go back to. And she's like, just fucking, like, send me a check or something, whatever.
Yeah, she's like, yeah,
Karma's great.
You need it.
Yeah, you need it, babe.
Mommy is very upset Melody tried to seduce Dick and his Marlins.
Oh, yeah. She was like, I can't believe you did this. I can't
After
believe
you
you've done
wouldn't
this.
do a singular pornos.
You're trying to fucking seduce my boyfriend, manager, abuser?
My manager. What?
Manager.
Melody also could have done this "Who is my daddy" thing way earlier because she's like, "Who's my daddy?"
Yep.
And then it's noted the hypocrisy of the blue bloods, and then I just wrote "LOL." It's Adam Jackson's dad.
I know. I knew that so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he kept like doing
hey.
he just kept doing like a locked gaze. And he was like, "Oh, hello, Melody." I believe I talked about it in the last episode. Yeah.
I just love.
Called it so long ago.
I like options.
Fair.
So it's definitely like a secret incest that they tried to do, which is great.
Yeah, I know, but it was great. It was a nicer move though because Melody was like, "No thanks, this guy's a fucking chode."
She says, "I was a true orphan now." Nope, you gained a living parent.
You sure did.
That's the opposite of what an orphan is.
You gained actually
You have
two living parents.
Two of them.
Like both of your actual blood parents
DNA.
are both alive,
Living.
So like maybe even though you're not like with them, you're still not an orphan.
Yeah. There's a mutual, if grudging, respect between Olivia and Melody.
Always. And also, Grandpa Samuel, like, after Jacob died, is kind of, like, going off
He's a
the deep
forgetful
end.
old man. It is irritated.
And he, like, keeps, like, calling Melody Haley Haley. Mm-hmm. Like, Haley Haley. And he's, like, talking weird stuff about, I told her not to do it. Stuff and things. And she's like,
all right.
She's like, okay, I guess you're getting old.
I wrote down in the midst of, I just wrote Grandpa Samuel, a forgetful old man, and then Olivia quote, Sarah is pathetic because she is sad all the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Ouch. Shockingly, Carrie is butthurt when Melody says she won't move back into the house.
Yep.
Hate Carrie. I'm hating him more, and I hate him more with the next book, which we will fucking, I'm gonna have like 3 more fucking drinks and scream about.
Yeah, we're gonna have Thai food too.
Melody, in a moment of amazing practicality, says, we both got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And I want us to be vulnerable together later.
Yep. Yeah. Also, like,
I'm not saying no to you. I'm just saying we need space and time.
Yeah, and also it'll be like more like we're dating if we're not living in the same fucking house
Not
like relatives.
Gross replacement twin sister. Ken has been hard living. He is super gross and drunk now.
Yep.
Yep.
Having a hard time because, like, you know, Haley Haley got brought back up because they were a love.
She tells him that Kenneth didn't miss out on being with her because she sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he didn't miss out on much.
Yeah.
This broad fucking sucks ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, awesome.
Great.
Thank you for arriving.
We're eventually there. It was like your Uber got sidetracked. We're at the thrust of it now. Olivia was like, stop going places. It's time for etiquette lessons.
I don't know where.
Any toots, stop going places, etiquette lessons. Samuel should move into memory care unit, but Melody says it's only grief about Jacob.
Yeah, she doesn't know. She's not the doctor. But also, I don't know where
Where
this part was, but on page 220, what the fuck? Grandma Olivia, something. My son needed to borrow the money for the mortgage. You wouldn't dare do anything to hurt them, I countered. She fixed her eyes on me with a firmness that put ice into my veins. Not unless you force me to, she said. But to is spelled T-O-O.
Okay.
Not unless you force me also.
Olivia says, everyone depends on my strengths. You better recognize. She's like,
Yeah.
I run this bitch.
She do.
It's like, I need you to see that. You gotta understand, like, if you're gonna be a twat to me. Grandpa Samuel has, like, mumblings about the papers in the basement. It was like Belinda and... What?
Sorry. The thing about, like, it was just Jacob. Like you said about Jacob. Olivia says, really, Melody, I don't know if we have room on our door to hang it. Hang it? Hang what? Your medical degree. I didn't know you had one. She said humorously. Fucking Olivia's dope. I love her. Okay.
It was like Belinda and Laura recognized each other, but I do wonder if I was supposed to write Melody.
I think so, because...
There's a quote, I think it was from the worker, the elderly are another species.
Nice.
Belinda's big mad that Melody chased off her old man.
Of course.
She was like, there was like an old man who was like hanging, like another resident of the memory care facility, and she was like, he's gone. God, fuck.
Like, shit, like, he's gonna
Figure
talk to
out.
other ladies.
Olivia went to see Belinda at some point recently. Melody finds out. I don't know if we ever find out the how or the why.
I know, but they, like, tell her to put her on stuff.
There's Miss Burton, the etiquette teacher, a spinster type.
Yep. Yes.
The only people, and she says, the only people, because you have to sit with your legs together, don't flop. The only people who want to look at your undergarments are degenerates. Ooh, those are my kind of people.
I do like that Melody was like, oh, this sucks. And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking clap back on all this shit. And any, like, small infraction of manners, she's like, oh, don't you mean this, Grandma?
Yes, that's what
Are you supposed to be using, like, that fork? Oh.
Here's what I wrote about that is, oh, fuck, Olivia spilled the cake. The etiquette.
She's like getting so like overwhelmed.
It's an etiquette off.
It's amazing.
But so she continues, but Olivia's like, "Oh, it's so good. I love it when you quiz me with your etiquette. It's my favorite."
Yeah, it's awesome.
So like then it's not fun for Melody anymore.
It was really fun. And she's like, I fucking know what you're doing.
She was like, "This is my. I'm so glad you love etiquette so much. Yeah, correct me even more. You fucking love it, don't you?"
I love it. I loved that so much.
That weird like interplay.
Yeah, but also she fully was just like, I fucking know what you're doing. And Melody's like, okay.
Fuck. She did overhear that Samuel going into a home might worsen his condition, but Olivia wants the judge to pull some strings. And then he's just at the home. At the home. What?
Sorry, I found the quote of the manners.
Okay.
Sorry. Finally, one day she paused at the dining room table when we were eating alone and said, I know we are criticizing my table manners or my dinner invitations, but I want you to know it no longer bothers me as much as you hope it will. Furthermore, I am happy you are learning these things and, despite yourself, are becoming refined. In the end, when you are finished being a brat, you will come to me and thank me.
Oh, yeah, I
fucking love it. I love Olivia so much.
Dee-da-da-doo-dee-ta-ta-ta. Olivia's dinner chat. Everyone else sucks but you. Alright? Mm-hmm. That's basically what they chat about. Mm-hmm. Another quote from Olivia. Each family is like a kingdom unto itself. This is true for all VC Andrews families.
Yep. Oh, it's true. Yes.
Melody's not allowed to drive. Carrie's taking a gamble with a boat build. He's going to do some boat building for Kenneth. Melody devises a plan to spend hours with Carrie, underestimating racisms. So she's like, I'm going to go eat with Teresa and spend the night at her. I'm going to have dinner. We're going to do projects. We're going to hang out. And Grandma Olivia's like, you're going to eat with them?
Like, seriously? The brava? And she's like, yeah.
Carrie looked like an Adonis working on the boat.
Ew, gross.
There's blouse peeling. I'm pretty sure they just straight up fuck. Then there's the Melody / Haleli statue is going to be on display at the judge's house, nude ? Which would make me uncomfy at my grandfather's house.
The unveiling. Yes.
There's discussing the event prep. Olivia says to Melody, well, I guess you don't suck.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, fine. You don't suck.
Borrow my necklace. And she's like, oh, okay.
Kenneth hates fun, no party planning for him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not cool with this at all.
Melody tells Holly that her mother was like, she was under a spell. But she's always been pretty shit. Like, remember the trailer times, bitch?
Yes.
So they go, they plan the event, there's the event. So they see the nude statue, and Sarah says Jacob wouldn't have approved, and Carrie said, "What fuck did he know?"
Yeah, what did he know about art? And she was like,
She's like, "Oh,
he didn't know about art. Oh my god."
Daddy Jackson is at the event. Does he know? Does he know that she know? I was a little unclear if he knew that she was his.
Yeah, because doesn't that happen later? That happens later.
Yeah, I mean, at the event. We're at the event.
Yeah. Oh shit. I don't know.
Unless I had just skipped over all of your folded pages.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
It was basically those are the main points. It's like a begrudging respect. There's the event that they're planning. Things look like they're starting to work out. Adam goes in for the Paul and Ruby special. He's like, you might just
right, and she's like, fucking no.
Why don't you ask your dad why?
Yes.
Daddy Jackson does know, and he wants no one else in town to know. And he says, he rolls up to her at school.
Yeah, he's like,
get in my car.
Get in here and talk.
I don't feel good about being a coward, especially when I see how good you've turned out. She has worth.
Yeah.
Now she has worth.
Oh, absolutely.
I would like to stake claim to you. Property.
I like, yes, my surname, like the fucking Landry shit. Put it on there. I do like that, he was like, how'd you finally find out? And she was like, what difference does it make?
Yeah, who fucking cares? Who gives a shit?
Which is funny, and that's so, opposite of, how she's either, everything's so important, or, nothing matters. Yeah. Very teenage of her.
Melody's like, you can stuff your sorries in a sack, mister. Carrie Carrie makes reference to a loose end that I'm infuriated about. Makes reference to Jacob's hospital confession. We never got back to it.
No, you never. I mean, like, it was alluded to enough that we know that, like...
What did he do? Did he do a diddle?
Yeah, he did a diddle on Haley.
And it was her. That's why she was wild?
Yes.
I mean, maybe it'll be an Olivia.
That's what he said.
That is what I presume. No! He was like, I did something bad.
No, but he was like, it's my fault that she went crazy and ruined the family. It was my fault. I started it. It's why she's the way she is.
All right. They Christian Kenneth's boat with the fuckins.
They christen
it. They take it out for a test. Test fuck.
Kenneth's boat.
Kenneth's boat.
You just said Kenneth's.
This is his boat.
Yes.
He made a boat for Kenneth, and Kenneth's bud wants a boat now, so he's coming into his own boat making time.
I assumed also that, because she was like, I didn't have a care in the world. Like, it was like throwing caution to the wind, and I was like, we're getting a prego for this one.
Spoiler alert, we did not.
We did not get a prego.
Let's see. And then they go to see Belinda, and her freezing cold corpse is just sitting around.
Just hanging out. Very sad.
Grandpa's talking about the basement again.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. Someone go in the goddamn...
Someone go in the fucking basement! She's like, I don't know why.
He's a crazy man.
She's like looking for answers where there's no answers, and then someone's like, this is a thing I'm talking about, and she's like, what? What the fuck?
Melody describes feeling a smorgasbord of emotions, and I thought to myself, smorgasbord. Hallie is MIA in California.
No one gives a shit.
Holly has been helping Sarah through her grief, which is nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know, and like, we know that like Sarah was like, oh my God, horoscope, Gemini. So like, I love Sarah and Holly being like
seed
pals.
was planted early.
Yeah, exactly. And I just like, she's just like, hey, but like spirituality, and Sarah's fucking, that is what she like. You know, Jacob was the religious guy, but I feel like Sarah's gonna thrive in more of like a spiritual, like
environment,
crystals and incense sort of like moment for her. Love it.
There are a lot of tiring secret office times for Olivia. She's all tired now. There's like secret office times with the judge. There's much documents.
Yeah,
there's much documents.
But we don't know what that is.
Olivia is so ill. She must miss Kenneth and Holly's wedding. They're getting married. It's just like, yeah, they're getting married.
Yeah.
Good, fuck it.
That's the way to do it, guys.
Before leaving for her honeymoon, Holly tells Melody that Mercury is in retrograde. Fuck!
We've been fucking Mercury in retrograde all the time.
There's a skinny dipping time and a sandy outdoor fuckins. I mean, I hope they had a towel.
Probably, yeah. There's usually one.
Olivia had a stroke during this time, but the maid refused to go in. LOL.
Yeah, she was like,
she's gonna yell at me. She won't open the door, but she could fucking yell at me if I go in. She's all stroked out. Melody visits the home again and is still oblivious to the basement talk.
Has not gone to the basement.
But so from this point on to the. It is Tyra Banks at the end of Top Model. The way each as the chapter ends, she was like, and then I went into the basement, and I saw a lone locked box. It turned my blood cold. Chapter end. There's lots of document waving, but we the reader don't know anything. We don't know anything.
We don't know what it is. She is like going in, like waving
the documents and is like
papers
the truth
in Grandma's face and be like, you're gonna fucking.
What's up, Strokey?
And
then she like marches, then exunt.
But like also Grandma Olivia's like, they just keep talking about her, like,
it's like Frankenstein noises.
Yeah, she's like, and she's like, you fucking serious? Pointing at papers we don't know about yet.
Slapping them about.
And she's like, family. Like,
fire bad.
She's basically just being like, yeah, no, I don't fucking care the family name.
And then they go to a mysterious visit with Daddy Jackson. Papers, did you do these papers? What? What's
the fucking papers? What's the papers?
Secret Laura.
Which apparently also, like, because, like, this is when you find out also that Olivia knew that TJ Jackson was Melody's dad. When she was
I don't know which one of you.
I don't know. Now, Saya do, yes.
Secret Laura.
Secret Laura.
Secret fucking Laura.
They're like, oh, holy shit, what?
She didn't die?
She didn't die? She was just like someone found her naked in the sea
and brought her to Grandma Olivia, who whips her away.
And like Carrie's like, oh fuck, let's get in the fucking truck. Let's fucking go into this fucking place.
In the middle of the night. The nurse.
We're going.
They drive for so many's. The nurse is wide with a shitty haircut and a wide bosom.
Yep.
Wide.
Yeah.
It's like a football field.
Just
titties.
wide. Maybe not titties, just a wide bosom.
There we go.
I don't know.
Her chest cavity.
Yeah.
Massive. But
You're broad bitch.
Secret Laura is dead. By the by.
Yeah, he's like, give me my sister. And she's like, ooh, awkward. So she was here.
She do be dead now.
But then she drowned herself. And he was like, what? And they're like, here's her...
What a roller coaster of emotions.
It was like 3 pages. Like, Laura's not dead. And she is still dead. But it was like not dead when you thought she was dead, but she's dead. It was crazy. And they were like, here's her diary.
Yep, the end.
And Carrie's like, no, I don't believe you. And then she was like, I wouldn't fucking give you her diary if she wasn't dead.
Why would I?
And Melody's like, yeah, no, that tracks, dude.
Olivia's dead now. They go back. Olivia's dead. Melody moves back in with Aunt Sarah.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. The judge is executor. I think I meant executor.
Yep.
Executor of Melody's eventual fortune, as we have an executor of the fortune. Sell that mansion, girl. Get that money.
Get it.
Melody doesn't want to go to college just to say that she did. She needs to heal her trauma by making a safe little existence and marrying former cousin Carrie.
Former still cousin. Wait.
This was difficult. We thought about it last time.
No, they're still related. Absolutely.
So I thought that was an interesting take. Because the past couple, it's been like, I don't know, it gave more of a, instead of the kind of trite plot point of like a woman not being complete without a man, she was like, I don't want any more chaos. I just need kind of like this quiet little existence for a little bit.
Yeah, but my problem is like at the end she's like, oh, and then like one day like I like picked up the diary we got from the place where Laura was because Carrie hadn't looked at it, and here I am opening it. So the next book is just Laura's point of view. So I am upset that we don't know what happened with Melody. Like, we have spent like 1.5 years of her life, and that was it.
Have we? It's been a summer vacay, right?
No, because she did have like 2 school years. Because she was there for Carrie's school year, finishing, and then her senior year, like the whole thing. So like at least 1.5 years she was there, I think. But either way, like, we don't know what happens to her. This is the first time we've like left a protagonist that young.
It is, yeah.
Yes, like by far. And this is the first time our protagonist has not had offspring, which is, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool. I like
that's
that.
okay. Yes, but
you need to know. I don't need to know.
There are so many things that I want to know about what happened to her. Like, also, I don't know, like the whole GiNaSiMon's like. What happened with that? Also, did she ever see Alice again? Like,
I just wrote postcard from GiNaSiMoN. So long, Dick Marlin. Didn't you like drop a postcard and she was like, you like hucked your. You're like,
I really did hug my book. Where did it even go? Oh, here. Okay. Oh, here.
So long, Dick Marlin. I think that they're not together anymore.
I just thought I'd drop you a line to tell you I'm no longer with Richard. I am with a real agent this time. He's even taken me to Palm Springs for a holiday, and he says I have a good chance of making it. Wish me luck, GiNaSiMoN.
So still shitty.
So shit. And that's like the page before the last page.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
I do too. Like, I do like it, and that's why I'm sad that we don't see Melody again. We don't know what happened to her. Because you know, like, if it had been like with the other formula, we would all also like known about.
Child by now.
Well, like, not only that, but like we would have known like what happened with Kenneth and Melody, like all of these other like relationships that got built.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just imagine.
I guess.
It's a happy ending for everyone. Everything is...
It is. Yeah, it's fun.
Everything's beautiful. Everyone has beautiful... They've thrown off the call of Grandma Olivia. C-A-U-L.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
I heard those letters when you said it.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes. She no longer lords over with her iron cunt. And everyone is happy now. And there's mystical Christicles. Boat fuckins. And an inheritance, and Melody has a nice Ruby time where she just, like, exists and doesn't have a job. Good for her. And has money to do that. And Fund carries boats. And it's great. It's a great time for her life. Great time. It's an ocean breeze of life. And we're signing off now.
Signing off.
We're signing and...
Ocean spray is what I was thinking of. What? Because you did ocean breeze, and I was like, oh, the cranberry thing is close to that. Ocean spray, cranberry juice. Back to the bog.
Hawaiian punch.
And out. Yes, bye.
Bye.
How do I press the stop? Wait, okay.
Thanks for listening to VC's Pieces Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Technical support provided by Boo and Matt. Thanks for answering all of my stupid questions.
Video wizardry provided by Coburn. Thanks for taking on a very special project. Music is Dust in My Attic by Brooke MC, used under Creative Commons license.
Email us at vcspcspodcast@gmail.com with your thoughts and comments.
You can also follow us on Instagram. We are at VC's Pieces Podcast.
New episodes are released every other Friday to give you time to read along. In the meantime, diddle your fiddle,
Unlock a maternal mystery,
and don't get lost at sea.